Hello everyone, my name is Rob, I'm from the Insane Gamers, and this is part 6 of Halo 5. This level is called Meridian Station, the part level is called The Frontier. And it's sort of interesting actually, this mission, because you talk to people and you don't fire your weapon. That's it. Apparently there's a few levels like this in Halo 5. Don't know, like I said, this is my first time playing it. I've actually had to record this again, because the first time, Vegas was just dumb and couldn't decode the footage properly, so I had to put it through Handbrake, which worked, and it's right length now, which is good, and you know, it actually has audio. I got halfway through the video and the audio cut out, and it was just going all pixelated. I was like, shit, do I have to record the entire thing again? And then the video stabilized itself, but the audio didn't come back. And then I checked it back on VLC. The file was fine playing through VLC, so I don't know what the hell Vegas was doing. So I just put it through Handbrake. Handbrake reconverted it to a different file, and then Vegas did that, and it was fine. Does be a little bit of pixelation, it seems like. I'm pretty sure I just saw it. Anyway, couple of things I want to talk about. I actually have a schedule now. Used to have a schedule, but when PC broke, it went away. But now I've recreated one. I've wrote it down. I used to have it on a Word document, and it was brilliant because it basically meant that I knew what I was doing, because I used to schedule a week in advance, and sometimes I would schedule in fact 2 weeks in advance, and then I could have time to when I was at college, because it literally just meant I would spend a weekend recording, and I would have 2 weeks worth of footage, and then the rest of it I could revise and learn stuff and do homework and whatever, and I intended to carry that on, to be honest. But when the file broke, I just kind of started winging it. I'd just uploading whatever the hell I felt like it, like classic Insane Gamers, or like just the random ident video, which I did the other week, which I'm gonna come back to that in a second. But now I've decided to actually write a schedule down, because I was like, well, I haven't done any Ratchet & Clank in ages. It's been a month, literally. March 28th was the last video of that. Halo 5 has been continuing, which is nice, but there was 5 GTA videos in a row. Like, that's really annoying if you weren't interested in GTA on this channel. So yeah, schedule. So we have Halo 5, and now I've wrote this down, I'm saying it in the video. I can't alter it, although I have slightly altered it from what I've written down, what I'm going to say here. But there's a good reason for that. So tomorrow's video, I don't know how I'm going to record it. It's First Impressions Friday. And the game is yet another zombie defense, but it's a PC game, and I don't have any video capturing software that works, so I have no idea how that's going to be dealt with, but hopefully I'll be able to use the Elgato like I did with the Bamzuki one. I earned an achievement here, which is quite nice. We have Ratchet & Clank Part 27, of course. That'll be on the 29th of April. 1st of May will be Part 7 of Halo 5, which I'm going to record that footage, and hopefully I won't have any issue with audio. And then the Games of Gold games will be on the 2nd of May, 3rd of May, 4th of May, and 5th of May. And originally I was going to have Gianna Sisters Part 1, Part 2, and the 2nd and the 4th, but then I realised something. May the 4th is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you, which is obviously May the 4th be with you. And the other game that's free on Games Gold for 360 is Force Unleashed 2. So I'm going to swap Giant Sisters and Force Unleashed around. So it's going to be Force Unleashed Part 1 on the 2nd of May, Force Unleashed Part 2 on the 4th of May, and Giant Sisters Part 1 on the 3rd of May, and Part 2 on the 6th of May. The 5th of May is going to be a super special video, which I've already recorded because it's just audio and it's quite short, to be honest. But it is really, really special. I'm not going to announce it beforehand, because although I think I might have slightly mention before what the large milestone is all I'm going to say, and that's what the video is celebrating. This is a little Easter egg in Halo 5. If you press this about 10 times, football appears, and apparently you can score a goal. And I don't know if that earns you an achievement. I don't think it does, but it's a little Easter egg in the game. Unfortunately, I could not figure out where the goal was, so I was just kicking it around for no reason. Also, earlier today, well, I was going to mention the ident video, and that video was nostalgic for me because I talked about UK kids television in particular and how it was a lot different than American television. And earlier today, I was watching. Well, YouTube decided to recommend me some Oddity Archive, which I like that channel. I'm not subscribed to it, but because honestly, a lot of the stuff they upload now is commentaries on the old videos, which doesn't really interest me to be honest, watching the commentaries. But whenever there's a new thing out that's interesting to me and it's odd, I'll watch it. I do like the channel. But I was just looking at it, and I don't think they did one on kids TV, because the way when I was researching for that video, which I'm going to do a more thorough one, which is what I'm talking about here. There was what I found out is basically American kids TV. You would wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. You would watch cartoons and maybe a little bit of live action until 12 a.m. or 1 a.m. And for most of the world, like France, Germany, Japan even, I believe, it was like that. You watch cartoons and maybe a little bit of live action programming. But in Britain, we had about a 6 wake up when it started until 8 or 9 a.m. and then a live program would start, and it depends how long that program was, but that would be for the rest. And that program was a mixture of games, cartoons, and interviews and stuff. And I was talking about like Dick and Dom or whatever it was, but I was more talking about that in the interest of continuity, because I was moaning about the lack of like idents that the BBC has done, which is not really an entertaining subject, to be honest. It's not something I would expect to put on this channel, but we do have the random videos player, so that's what that was for. But I realised, it could be a really interesting subject, so I'm going to Facebook message Oddity Archive, which the Facebook page says this person responds in a day or less. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to send him a Facebook message, and one of 3 things will happen here, and I'm going to let you know this. Firstly, I'm going to send him a link, because it is really odd that only Britain would do this, and obviously he won't have a nostalgic attachment to it, so he might not do the video, but I'm going to send him a bunch of links to stuff, and maybe he'll do the video about it. The second option is if he says that I don't want to have anything to do with this, I do the video by myself, which I'm going to start working on a script if he says that. And then the third option is we do a collab, which I think it probably has to be on my channel, to be honest, unless he wants to upload his bit of the collab on his channel. But what I'm thinking of is possibly we do a collab where he talks about American, what I was talking about there, where in America you can wake up and watch cartoons and a bit of live action, but over here we can wake up, watch a bit of cartoons and a live show for 2 to 3 hours. Interesting fact about that, back in the 70s and 80s there was a program called Swap Shop, and it's what my parents used to watch. And that's actually really interesting, because I used to go behind the scenes at the TV station, and it really was weird, because if you look at the BBC website, they have a list of the TV schedules, so it's not completely accurate, because it doesn't say if there was a technical fault or anything went late. They just scanned literally every single copy of the TV guide that they had and what other people had that sent in. I think it's very interesting, but I'm going to have to go into this in a separate video. I thought I had longer, but I forgot to cut off the end of the video. This is literally the end of it. Because obviously the opening cuts into the next thing. So I've been Robin from Games. Thank you very much for watching. I'll get into this in the next video. Sorry. Ta-ra.